Hey, hello everyone. Today is January 4th, 2025. Happy New Year once again. Um, just wanted to stop by with a short message today with some encouraging words. What I want to say today is not knowing who you are is a big problem. You have to know who you are. You have to know the person who you have become. The things that you have overcome should have prepared you for whatever you are facing right now. I know when I look back in the past at different things, when I went to jail, I went to jail and got incarcerated because I didn't know who I really was. I didn't know the man God wanted me to be at the time. You know, but in that process, I learned so much. I learned to be humble. I learned to be more focused on my life, the things that I need to change, things that I needed to create for myself, for my family, things that motivated me. I didn't know until I was incarcerated. I didn't know the person who I was. And that's why it's so important to know who you are, to know where you want to go. And I know sometimes we take it upon ourselves to figure that out, but we leave God out of it. You have to include him. You have to include him in it. You have to include him in that decision because he knew who we was before we were even born. He knew who we were. The word says, I know your name. He knows every hair on our head. And he wants us to know who he wants us to be. So don't let who you thought you were or who other people said you were determine the person who you are. A lot of us have a past of, cruel comments and people that just spoke negative things into our lives, when we were younger. You're not ever going to be good enough, or you're only going to be good enough to do this, or no one's going to like you, or no one wants to be around you. And growing up, as a child, I mean, in school, it's sometimes it's the worst thing for a child because kids are mean, kids are cruel. I got it left and right. I was always the kid that I wouldn't always say the smartest kid, but I was always called on by the teacher. And the other kids didn't like that. They made fun of me. Geek, nerd, teacher's pet. And when Steve Urkel came out, that's who I was, Urkel. I wore glasses. I turned in my work. I volunteered to read. But it wasn't always a good thing, especially from my peers, who didn't understand, saying that logic that I grew from. So they made fun of me. But I didn't stop myself from, wanting to learn, wanting to grow. I didn't let that stop me. Because words do hurt. Words do hurt. And they stick with you for a long time. Especially if it was from someone that you really love or really trust or really put your trust in. You can't allow those words from other people to form the person who you are today. You have to grow from those things. You have to look at those words or those comments from other people and say, you know what? I'm not that. I'm a lot more than that. God has made me to be a lot more than how you feel I am, how you feel like I am. What people are saying about you back there in the back, let them say it. What your coworkers might be saying, or what maybe your friends might be saying behind your back, let them say it. You know who you are. You know what you're capable of. You know the value that you can bring to whatever room you walk into. Just continue to hold your head up and stay encouraged, because people are always going to talk down to you, but don't let that form or determine the person who you are called to be. Because we all have a purpose. And in order to find that purpose, sometimes we have to go through a whole lot. We have to go through, things that we don't enjoy, things that we don't wish on our worst enemies. We have to go through those things. And during that process, hopefully we learn some things about ourselves, about how to treat people, about how we're treating ourselves. Because it starts with ourselves. I always talk about self-love. You have to love yourself sometimes in order to cast down those demons that are coming against you. Or you'll fall into it. You'll fall right into it. And you don't want to do that, because you have to understand that God created you to be so much more than what you think you are. Like, I know that I'm so much more than the job that I have or that I had. I'm so much more than just going to work and sitting at a desk asking questions, trying to solve this, solve that. I'm so much more than that. And once you find that out about yourself, all you got to do is put in the work. You put in the work, and God will be right there behind you to help lift you up to where you need to be. And He'll put you and showcase you in front of your enemies and say, hey, look at this. Look where I am. Look at the person I am. Don't follow someone else's vision for your life. This person might think you should be doing this. This person might think you should be doing that. But you don't have a passion for it. All throughout my life, my grandmother, my mom, some friends, some other family members, everybody just wanted me to sing. Just sing. I know I love singing. Singing is a passion of mine. But I never really looked at it as something that I really wanted to do as a profession. I like to connect to people. I like to talk about things, that are hard to talk about sometimes, and this is where I find myself now. If singing comes across my path, I would enjoy it because I love doing it. But don't allow someone else's vision to, overcome the path that you have set for your life. It's your life. You're so much more than what other people think about you. You're so much more than what you think about yourself. And I want to encourage you all to know that you're so much more. You are so much more. You have so much to offer. The world is waiting for you. We're waiting for you. Thank you all for listening. Once again, I encourage you to find out that person who you are. Pray about it. Fast about it. Whatever you need to do. Find out that person who you are, because it's so much better than what you think. Until next time, thank you all for subscribing. Happy birthday to my Aunt Sheila. Shout out. Happy birthday to my sis Kenyatta. Shout out. Those Capricorns, it's almost y'all time is almost over. Aquarius is about to take over. So no, just kidding. But I love you guys. Stay blessed. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. All right, until next time. Peace.